How are you?
Good. How are
Good,
you?
good. Great. So,
Good.
just to explain to people that maybe already seen it and now we're here again to talk about it, we had some technical difficulties, so we're gonna do a retake here because we want to keep this recorded and saved. So, just very quickly, for those that haven't seen the show, been doing this for about 4 months, trying to help out local Southwest Florida businesses here. And then tonight, talking to Nikki here from CBD Plus here in Naples. And we're gonna, talk a little bit of all the products that they sell and, the benefits of using the products. So, Nikki, I wanted to start a little bit again. Sorry, very, very briefly. Where you're from, how did you end up in Naples? A little bit about yourself personally before we get to the business, if you don't mind.
Sure. So my background is actually in substance abuse counseling, in New York, upstate New York, Rochester. I worked in a halfway house, and then I also worked in a prison in a substance abuse program in a prison. And I also have a business degree. So when I moved down to Florida, I realized that cannabis, marijuana, CBD, it can really, really help people with addiction. And I wanted, to get into something like that. I wanted to help people with addiction, and I couldn't do counseling anymore because it's very, very hard on you. I needed to find a different way to help people, and I think that the cannabis industry can really help me do that. And I started in a dispensary down here in Bonita, and now I'm with CBD Plus USA.
Awesome. And wanted to, ask you before we get into the products, but talk a little bit about CBD Plus. Like we mentioned before, this is a franchise that just recently opened here. You're part of a much bigger company. I think you mentioned over 100 stores nationwide. But what makes CBD Plus a little bit different than other places you kind of touched upon before, and if you could let us know as well.
Sure. So CBD Plus, I think in particular, has a really unique way of finding what the customer needs. We have a lot of different products. We're aware that you can use THC for certain things. We're aware that you can use CBD for certain things. There's CBG, CBN, CNC, or CBC. There's a lot of different ways that you can use CBD and even THC, and we want to make sure that our clients have the best possible options and the best, products available to them, and really look for what works best for them.
Awesome. And talking about those products a little bit now, I know a little bit more about them because I
Yeah.
learned not too long ago. But you kind of mentioned a little bit before that you have products that could be used on a day-to-day basis. Almost as you mentioned, you're not a doctor, but almost as a substitute to your medication, or at least to help with certain things. Like with anxiety, with stress, right? Things that you're taking for issues that have a long duration. But you also have products that are something that you might be using because you want instant relief, or something that happens from time to time. So if you could kind of cover a little bit of those products again, and explain a little bit of them to us and how people can use them, and how it could affect them, that would be very helpful.
Sure. So I get people in my store who kind of are on both ends of the spectrum. People who right now are using pharmaceutical drugs and really looking for more of a holistic approach, a more natural approach. And then I also get people who have used nothing before in their lives, really taken Tylenol, and they really just need to kick it up, and as they get older or they start playing more sports, they really need something, their body really needs something else, and they're looking for that in a natural organic product. So just to start off, there's a couple different levels of CBD. You can get CBD in an isolate. We have a bunch of those products. The isolate would usually be used for kids or people who were drug tested for work, maybe law enforcement, health officials, things like that. Then we have a broad spectrum. It contains everything in the plant except the THC. So people who really just want to shy away from using the THC, that would be the option that they would use. So the third thing that we have is a full spectrum CBD. This has all the parts of the plant, including trace amounts of THC. The THC, you really don't feel that, when you use the product. It's just kind of in there to help the CBD work in its entirety. It's actually called the entourage effect. So all of those things working together creates an entourage effect. We do have all these products, and then also we have a really, really new product. It's actually a THC product. It's a Delta 8 THC product, and it's the sister to Delta 9 that you would get in a dispensary. It works the same way and has very similar effects. It's just hemp derived, so legal to sell in 42 of the states, legalized by the Farm Bill in 2018. I do have some of all of these products for you to show you. I'll concentrate first on the full spectrum products. So the way CBD works and the way our products work are we just have a bunch. You have to figure out what's best for your body, what your body's looking for, the time that you want it to last, and then how soon you want that to kick in. For full spectrum products, we have a tincture. This is our most bought product, a tincture. People aren't really familiar with using tinctures. You just really put them under your tongue for anywhere from 45 seconds to 2 minutes, however long you can hold that in there for. And then that goes sublingually through your cheeks, through all the cells in your mouth. You're going to take that right into your body. This is a 15-minute to 30-minute onset. So it's a pretty quick onset. People can use it in the morning if they're using it for anxiety, pain relief, things like that. Or you can also use it at night for like sleep aid and things like that. Or if you just, you lay down and you can't stop thinking, I know that's me, a little tincture will do just fine for you. Another way you can take it is actually in a gummy. This goes for all gummies, all edibles, things that you have to let pass through your digestive system. This will take anywhere from a half an hour to an hour to kick in, depending on your metabolism. This particular one is a sleep gummy. We also have them in daily gummies. The sleep gummy has just a little bit of chamomile in it, just like you would take in a tea. You could take this at night, or if the chamomile you're not sensitive to chamomile, you could also take it during the day for like an added stress relief or relaxation. Our daily gummies, you could also take at night though if you didn't want the chamomile. We also offer capsules in our store. The benefit of a capsule is if you wanted to bite this capsule and take the oil sublingually, you could. Or if you wanted to swallow it and have not as quick of an onset, you could do that as well. If you wanted to take this before you got to work to be, help with your anxiety and stress while you're at work, take it before you get there. It would onset while you're at work. That would last you 4 to 8 hours as well, as long as it goes through your digestive system. The other kinds of products that we have are inhalation and topical. So our topical products, some of them look like this. This is our pain cream. This is a 250 milligram. It comes in 1,000 milligram and also a 5,000 full spectrum cream, which is really, really potent. Athletes use this. Older people use this. I use this. I lift 6 days a week. I use this after I lift. Very good for like muscles and things like that. This also comes in a cold cream. We have a 25 milligram cold cream and then a 500 milligram and 1,000 milligram cold stick. You can rub that right on your skin. It looks kind of like a deodorant stick on the go, great for on the go. And then the menthol, actually I found that people are using it for headaches as well. If you rub the menthol cold stick right on your temples right here, it's really, really good for headaches, the CBD and the menthol both. Another form of topical thing that we have is bath bombs, which is really cool. This is actually a 200 milligram bath bomb. They come in 200 and 100, which is actually quite a high dose of CBD that you would get. It would go right through your skin, relax you in the bath. These come in like not just, calming sensations, but also an uplift and a seduce. Also a dream, which is very nice. The next way you can get your products is inhalation. Inhalation is nice because it's a really good on-the-spot thing, kind of like a cream or pain cream or lotion. The only problem with inhalation is it doesn't last very long, so you'd use this more often. It also can be, a preferred method for people who want inhalation, but they don't want to smell like the plant itself. This one in particular is 600 milligrams. This is our Colorado Cures brand. This is about 450 milligrams of CBD, and then it also has some CBC in it. So some added cannabinoids like I was talking about earlier. It's really good to look at the terpene profile, which is different than a cannabinoid, and then the cannabinoid profile of what you're taking. Your body's going to want different things, and it's going to react differently to different terpenes and different cannabinoids. Just like a marijuana plant has, you know, strains. You can get Gorilla Glue, wedding cake, I don't know, Girl Scout cookie. You can get the same for hemp flower, and you'll just have to really look for what's best for you. Usually strains come in 3 different types: a sativa, an indica, and a hybrid. As far as breeding goes, we've kind of bred the indica, the sativa, and the hybrid feelings out of the plants. What really matters now is the terpenes. So when you get a cartridge like this, it'll say that there's a full spectrum oil, broad spectrum oil, and then terpenes. I don't know if you can see. Just a quick mention, we also have, there's a QR code I'll talk about later, all the ingredients, the profiles, and things like that, all the numbers for everything that's in our cartridges right here, all the information you need. But it also says terpenes. So you'll have to find which strain and which added terpenes are best for you. You know how, if you think about, like, if you're craving peas or greens or something like that, they say that that's a vitamin that you are deficient in, or you're craving that specific vitamin. Whatever that vegetable is really going to help your body. It actually goes the same way for flower. So if you smell a flower and you like the particular scent of it, it's going to do well for your body. And that's really how you should be choosing your flower and your flower profiles when you're smoking, which is something I did not mention last time, I remembered. So the way that we sell flower, if you're looking for a certain strain, you can buy it by weight, by gram, or you can buy it in a pre-roll. This flower, I'll show you up close. It looks the same, smells the same, works the same way as a marijuana bud, except it's just hemp. It has a higher CBD profile, less THC, but still the same terpenes. It'll do the same things that you think marijuana will do to you. So you'll be calm, you'll be relaxed, you'll be ready for bed. You may experience the munchies, things like that. The only thing you're not going to have from this flower is the euphoric feeling that a Delta-9 would give you. It's really, really helpful, though. And actually, a lot of people, they use the CBD flower and they mix it with their THC flower. If they have their med card and the THC is a little bit too much for them, sometimes it causes anxiety. Sometimes you just don't really want your THC tolerance that high. You can mix in the CBD bud. Sometimes dispensaries actually sell a 1-to-1 flower or a 1-to-1 product. This is actually what they've done. They've taken a marijuana-driven THC and they've mixed, or CBD, and mixed it with the THC, and they've made a product that'll kind of take the edge of the THC off for you. Another way that we sell our flower is actually in pre-rolls. They come pre-packaged in raw wrappers and raw filters. This is a whole gram of flower in here. Some people like to smoke the whole thing. Some people like to put it out. Some people actually take these apart and then roll their own from them. It's just ground flower in there. And these are really great. If you want to try one of these, go ahead and stop down to the store. If you mention this, we'll give you one. Another thing that we have that's really, really cool is skincare products. I have right here for you a CBD dry oil body mist. So basically, you can use this on your hair. You can use this on your skin. Has a lot of essential oils in there. The best thing I've found to use this for actually is sunburns. Here in Florida, we get a lot of sun. We're always on the beach. So it's actually very helpful for that. It gives you a very dry relief, actually, from that. Something else I have for you is our pet products. So actually, dogs, cats, and even fish have endocannabinoid systems. If you're wondering what an endocannabinoid system is, it's the part of our body that works with the cannabis plant. So we have actually cannabinoids in our body that mirror THC and CBD, the 2-AG and anandamide. They actually work with our receptors, our CB1 receptors and our CB2 receptors. That's how the cannabinoids interact with our bodies. Dogs and cats have that as well. When you give them CBD, some full spectrum, some broad spectrum, that actually helps with like stress, anxiety, if they have separation anxiety, thunderstorms, fireworks, anything like that, it's going to help your pets. That's what I have for you as far as CBD. I did touch on earlier our Delta 8 products. So I do have some here for you. This is our tincture. This is a 1,500 milligram, but we do have a 750 milligram. One dropper full of this will be 50 milligrams of Delta 8 THC. That's quite a bit. I would not suggest taking the whole dropper as a newbie, but you could definitely take half a dropper or even a quarter of a dropper to get started. The Delta 8 is really, really good for, not as good for stress. Like I said, just with the Delta 9 THC you would get from a dispensary, it is not very good for anxiety because it can cause a little bit of paranoia. THC actually increases your heart rate. So your body's like, you know, why am I anxious? Why am I feeling this way? It could cause some anxiety. CBD would help with that. But it's very, very good, like I said, for pain, digestive pain in particular. And also, Delta 8 actually works with your immune cells. So that's really, really cool now. With COVID-19 and everything going on, having a strong immune system is important. Another way that we sell Delta 8 is vapes. You can get vapes in other places in Naples. All of our vapes come with strains. This is a bubblegum OG. We have an AC/DC, an ice cream cake, a lemon kush, and a gelinade. They range anywhere from sativa to indica with added terpenes as well. So just finding your strain and finding what works best for you throughout the day is great. And then lastly, we have gummies in a Delta 8. This is a 30 milligram gummy. It's pretty potent. There's 15 gummies in here, 400 milligrams. We'll actually have new gummies coming this week too, and new vapes should be here by tomorrow. I think that's all I have as far as products. Did I miss anything that I had before?
No, I think you covered all. I'm going to rush a little bit because I see my battery is very low. And I don't want to lose it again. So the only question I wanted to ask you is, you know, if people are interested in finding more about the products or that, you know, they want more information about CBD Plus, if you could tell them where you're located, you know, and where, as far as like social media, they can find more information. And also, you know, just along with that, if they want to know what works best with them, could they come in by the store, give you a call, or send you messages and say, you know, what they're looking to, you know, address, and you're able to kind of guide them?
Sure, absolutely. Again, not a doctor, but I would love to help you find, you know, what works for you, whether you buy CBD from me or not, whether you're looking for your med card, any of those questions I'm here to answer. Also, we have an Instagram, CBD Plus USA _Naples. It shows all of our products, and you can order from Instagram as well. Also, our Google page has all of our products and all of our sales. You can look at any time there. And then I do have our phone number now, 239-241-7573 is our phone number. Abe is the other guy that works with me. He's also very, very knowledgeable, loves to answer questions. Whether you buy CBD from us or not, we would love to hear from you, love for you to come in and see our products. We would love to answer any questions you have.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it again, and sorry about the incident at first. And,
no problem. No problem at all.
But now we have a safe. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you. Have a great night.